So, which time management technique is best? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, I'm Linda Zelnick with Alta Coaching, and you found the YouTube channel to help you gain more time, money, and freedom. This is a series on time and priority management to help you make your time work better for you. So I'll start with a recap today and then present some additional strategies and a wrap up for choosing that best technique. So first of all, we started off with discernment, where I presented 3 questions from Kate Northrup in her book, Doing Less, on how to whittle down the number of things that you're doing so that you can do fewer things better. Next, I charged you with tracking your time in 15-minute increments and then comparing those activities to the time management matrix and classifying them as quadrants 1, 2, 3, or 4. I also presented some strategies for how to spend less time in quadrants 1, 3, and 4, which don't pay as big a dividends for your effort. All of this was to set you up to spend more time in quadrant 2, which are the 20% of your activities that produce the 80% of results in your life. That Pareto principle and getting it to work on your behalf. One of those techniques was something called time blocking, and that is to respond to Parkinson's law, which says that activities will take as long as you allow them to. And so even when it's deep work, or if it's things like email that just could go on forever, you set a time frame of 30 minutes, 1 hour, 90 minutes to do that, and then you honor that time frame and move on to something else. So if you're scheduling 25-minute, 60-minute, or a 90-minute deep work time frame, you want to eliminate all distractions. One of the ways to do that is to do a brain dump at the first and write down all the things that are on your mind, all the to-dos, so that you can clear your mind and have it primed and ready for the deep work without trying to, keep up with the other tasks in the back. Another thing that you can do is be sure to get up and move around. You can set a 90-minute time block, but then have quick breaks where you move your body, you close your eyes, take deep breaths, do something where you step away and give your mind and body a little refresh at the 25-minute mark or at the 60-minute mark so that you can go back ready to finish that deep work. If your activity cannot be finished in a 25-minute or a 60-minute or a 90-minute time block, which a lot of things can't, you want to break things into smaller chunks so that you can make headway and look and see where you are at a specific project. If you don't, and you're like me and many people, those things get bigger and bigger because they're procrastinated for when there's time, and then it just becomes an elephant that you don't want to even acknowledge. So breaking those big projects into workable chunks is a key part of making progress on them so that they don't become the emergencies of quadrants 1 and 3. Scheduling time blocks also allows you to respond to that Parkinson's law and keep things from taking, more time than they really should, and whether that's, something that you need to buy online and the endless number of options, or something like email that can take a long time because there's just no shortage of messages to return. Something I learned 15, 20 years ago is to also limit the number of meeting slots I have. And I know some people feel like they don't have this liberty, but the person that shared this best practice said that they have meetings at 10 and 2. And that was something that I used for a long time to my advantage so that there was time before, in between, and after to do the work from the meetings or other things that were on my plate. I hope all of these strategies are helpful and that some of them are popping up as things to try and provide some impact in your life. So in essence, these strategies are to help you plan your work and work your plan. John Maxwell says that the secret to success is in the daily agenda. So when we plan our days and then we honor that plan, little by little, things will start to, you will start to have more productive days, you will start to make headway on things in a way that you hadn't beforehand. And that really is called the compound effect. Keeping at it little by little and believing and trusting this process of planning your work and working your plan, and that it will reduce the stress in your life. Isn't that a concept that is just gives you a big breath? So again, think of brain dumps in order to prime your mind, planning your day, spending. Another one is to spend your time working on your highest priority before you even open your email, so that none of those things that can pop up as urgent will take over the brain power that you have set aside for that highest priority. Finally, I've promised to get back to when things are out of your control, when someone drops by the office, when an emergency comes up that you need to respond to, and to just think through something called monkey management. Sometimes those requests have become an emergency because of someone else's procrastination, and we have a decision to make about whether we will pick up that monkey and take care of it. Sometimes especially helpers and high achievers will say, yes, it's worth it. The risk of not stepping in at this point is too high. I would like to say in that, recommend for that scenario that the person who allowed for this to become an emergency be involved in that as much as possible, so that they don't get off the hook for letting it become an emergency, but can instead see the value of and be trained, in essence, on how to do and take care of it next time. If it is not something that it needs to be done right away and you do think you can add value to it, one thing to do is to look at your agenda, look at the plan, and say, okay, I don't have time for that right now, but I can get to it, when. Or I've got 30 minutes, I've got a window, but I've got to stop after that. So you're still in charge of your response and agenda. And then there is a third thing where it just cannot become, the emergency cannot become yours, because it would be rescuing someone that needs to work on it and really needs to learn how to take care of that, so for their own good and for the good of the organization. And in that way, you might say, I'm not going to take this over, but I will look at it with you, and let's see what you can do in order to get this going. So I hope those strategies are starting to make sense and work for you. And the question of which time management strategy is best is the one that is feeling the best and getting you the best results. I highly recommend starting with one shift and not trying to go from 0 to 10, but just thinking through which one is lowest hanging fruit, or which one will give me the biggest return right now. And to work on that shift, whatever decision that is, for at least a week before reflecting and seeing what the wins and the learns were, and going back and then making some adjustments. Maybe you try another one. But the best technique is the one that is getting you the best results, and that is working for you. We are not all the same, and so there will be a lot of diversity in applying these techniques. And so I hope that this whole series has been valuable for you. If you found value in it and this video, I hope you'll like and subscribe so that you'll be notified when other videos come out. Thanks, and have a great day.